When I say it's the end of an era, it is the end of an era.
It's something unpredictable,
but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
So last night, but this video is coming out a day after last night. So 2 nights ago, technically, Carli Lloyd played her last international U.S. Women's National Team match ever.
Oh, I don't think I accept yet. I'm in shock.
It was a lot more.
I mean, not really, but
I think it was a lot more emotional than I think people were expecting. I mean, no, it's going to be emotional, but Carli cried, the team cried, the crowd cried. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. There really wasn't. So
my eyes were dry. But inside I was crying.
Good.
I was staying strong for Carli and you and everybody, you know.
So we're just going to talk a little bit about the game last night / Carli's last match, because it was, I mean, when something like that happens, we got to talk about it. So last night was USA versus South Korea, and it was Carli Lloyd's last match. And, we knew that going in. We got the starting lineup. Of course, if Carli was not starting in that game, I
was about to get Vladko fired. I was gonna do something.
Yes. You and many other people, because some people at the end of the game will talk about we're not happy with what happened at the end, or toward the end, not even the end. Carli was starting. Of course, she was starting. I'm going to play it on the screen now, but so many people will wish Carli well and how impactful she was in the game. And thank you, Carli, on Instagram and whatnot.
Hashtag.
I'll play those on the screen. Sarah and I did not watch it, but there was a Carli cam on foxsports.com or foxsports.net, whatever it was.
Sounds very creepy, but I would have loved to watch.
Yeah, did anyone watch it out there? Because I know you could get the app. Did Carli have a camera on her the whole entire game? That's actually pretty cool.
But that's creepy. If I was that player, I'd be like, oh my god, please don't watch me like the whole time. That's
but Carli, I'm sure, has to agree to it. So, right?
I don't know.
But
the contract.
I know, right? Probably.
Right at the very end.
But even at the front of the game, the beginning of the game, there was like a little ceremony for Carli, and her family was there, and that's emotional in itself, with everything we know that happened with Carli's family, with them having the separation for so many years. Because it was pretty famous how she kind of had a falling out with her family, and so they weren't there for some of it, but obviously the important parts is that they got back together. We're just so happy for Carli to have her family there, and of course her husband, and so that was emotional at the beginning of the game. They had like a vignette at the beginning of the match where they just did like a tribute, and she started crying during that, and people were like, wow, that's like, it's just for someone like Carli Lloyd to have those emotions. It just shows that they're human.
Whoa, this whole time I thought she was a robe.
When we saw the starting lineup, also, they had the thing where it was Carli Lloyd starting, and then Sophia Smith and Mal Pugh. So what'd they call it? Carli and the Kids.
Carli and the Kids.
Which, so fitting. So, fitting, the oldest member of the team and the youngest members, where it's like the passing of the torch almost.
Yeah, totally.
And, I mean, the game, we're not really going to talk about the game. It was a pretty good game the first half. We needed a Carli Lloyd goal.
And I'm sad we didn't get one.
A lot of people were feeding her the ball, but never connected. And, that kind of sucks,
Yeah, but she's had an iconic career as it is. So
one game isn't going to make the biggest difference. But so they come out the second half. They play a little bit. Still no goals for Carli. She doesn't get a goal of the game. But I think it was the 62nd minute, 63rd minute. Did Vladko, he did not understand the assignment.
He did not.
He subs Carli out for Alex, but she can't play the whole freaking game. I was pretty shocked, A, that she didn't play the whole game, but B, that was pretty early to sub her out.
Yeah, I wanted her to go the full 90. Of course, she could go the full 90.
Of course, she could do.
Unless they talked ahead of time, you gotta talk to Carli ahead of time with these things.
Yeah,
say, hey, do you want to play the whole game? Do you want to get subbed out? Whatever.
Not even giving the option, just telling her you will be subbed out.
This is Carli's last opportunity, so it's like. But at least they got 60 minutes.
But what we saw, though, as Carli came out, obviously the biggest cheer ever, but we saw her, she took off her jersey.
Yeah.
And then her Carli Lloyd jersey.
And she was Carli Hollins.
I know!
Which, I'm sorry, Carli Lloyd sounds way better.
Well, that's just such a brand name, Carli Lloyd.
I know.
But yeah, call it Carli Hollins, which
is her husband's name.
Yeah.
Of course,
And that's,
last name.
I guess, kind of like the new stage, of her journey in life is, he was so supportive for all those years for her to do what it needed to do to be Carli Lloyd, that now she just wants to support,
I'm shocked a relationship could withstand that.
Takes the right people. If you have the right person, anything can withstand it. Anything.
Brian seems like the perfect person.
Yes. High school sweet. I mean, how cute is that? High school sweethearts. Yeah. So, I mean, they seem like so compatible and so in love. And so, I mean, that's what you look for in a partner. You know what I mean? So she had his name on his jersey. And then, but people I saw this online too, that when it was Mia Hamm's last game, she actually, second half, she came out and she was wearing her husband's name on the back of her jersey.
Oh, okay, cool.
He was a baseball player, Nomar Garciaparra, very famous baseball player. Have you heard of?
Never heard of him.
Baseball, Sarah. And he played for the Red Sox.
Never heard of the sport either.
Never heard of the baseball sport.
Yeah.
She's lying, people. She loves it. And Heyo did it, and then I think someone said Shannon Box did it, where they had their husband's name. But I don't know if they played, because Carli didn't play any minutes with the husband's name. But I thought that was really sweet. Then, end of the game, second half, United States scored a bunch of goals that ended up to be 6-0. Then at the very end of the game, she addresses the crowd, and they do a video. And this was really emotional, which was funny, because they did a video for Carli, and they didn't show the video on screen. They just showed Carli's reaction. It was really emotional.
She had some tears. She did.
Yeah. And some people said they thought they saw Tobin crying and Lindsay crying and so many people, but they did the huddle at the end. And
there's one thing that gets me. It's slideshows.
I know. Well,
with music, pictures with music.
Especially,
it's like a movie, Just
the
tears.
Slideshows do get you. Her brother's wedding, she cried.
No, I did not. Don't tell anybody, please.
But with that song too, the Green Day song, that I hope you have the time of, that song gets the tears rolling. But they played that song with the slideshow, and then Carli talks about how she actually had some kind of sassy comments. And that's final. She goes how she outlived all the coaches and everything. So very sassy.
Be honored, Vladko.
Very on brand for Carli too, to just say what she wants to say in that regard. She
thanks her critics and the haters.
I know, but I mean, you can't understate what Carli Lloyd has meant to soccer. As many of you guys know, Sarah and I really didn't get into soccer until about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. Carli Lloyd.
Carli's a player we've always known about.
Oh, I mean, that's the thing. Carli is one of those players where even if you don't watch soccer, you know Carli Lloyd. Even if you don't know anything about soccer, you don't know anything about women's soccer. But that being said, even if you watch soccer a little, like Sarah and I always would watch the Olympics and the World Cup, of course, Carli Lloyd. She's such an icon. But I'm thinking about the people who have seen every single match she's ever, there's a lot of fans who've seen every single match from 2005 on. They've seen every match, and to not have her playing with the U.S. women's national team or not in soccer anymore, that is so emotional to be with her for that whole entire journey.
Right, yeah.
And see her, be successful, and then see the struggles. I mean, of course, in anyone's career, there's always going to be struggles, whether they're, big or small. But, when people talk about, and she is the poster child for tell me I can't do something, and I'm going to show you I can do it.
Yes. She should have been, was she ever in a commercial? Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. She should be. Totally. Yeah. And that's a kind of perseverance, and the attitude you need to, be a winner.
And on Instagram, did you see that she officially passed the number 10 down to Lindsay Horan?
Lindsay Horan, I saw that. That's cool. Lindsay seems to really look up to her, and
Lindsay went up a number. She was 9, and now she's 10.
Ooh. But that's really cool. Lindsay, I think I think she has passed it on to a deserving player. To that number. But people talk about their favorite Carli moments. I mean, all the awards, I'll put them on the screen, the awards that she has amassed. People are talking about their favorite Carli Lloyd moment, and a lot of people are talking about the 2015 World Cup. And it's funny, a lot of people talk about the 2015 World Cup where she scored the 3 goals, the one amazing goal over half court.
That's half court. Half field. That's my card. That's my top moment.
Sarah, do you remember we watched that together in your parents' kitchen in 2015? and we were screaming at the top of our lungs.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what this video is about. Congratulations to Carli Lloyd. And, you know, especially people who have watched her and had an impact. She's had an impact. People DM us sometimes saying how much Carli Lloyd is their favorite soccer player. They've had an impact. She has had an impact on their life. You know, it just shows you don't think I can do something. Just like that incredible video from 6 months ago from before the Olympics when the reporter asked her the question and Carli says, oh, you're the reporter who...
Oh, wait, that's my favorite Carli moment.
who always... A hometown guy who's never supporting me.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't think... And then he's like, I didn't say that. Yeah, because she called you out. You're saying that now.
That was the best clap back.
Yeah.
In history.
That was amazing, yeah. But congrats. Very emotional. Like I said.
Kind of miss you, Car. So it's going to be weird not seeing her play anymore, not seeing her on the field, but we wish her well. We wish her the best.
Yeah.
Happy retirement, and she can finally chill, relax, and like vacation everywhere.
Apparently, her and
stuff like that.
Brian have they're going to take a camper and they're going to go to all the national parks in the country. But that will be fun. Congrats. It's gonna be weird. What's your guys' favorite Carli Lloyd moment? And how did you feel last night? Did you tear up? What was your emotions?
Get the tingles.
Talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Right.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye, y'all. Bye.